Good day, everybody. This is the Ecclesiarch here, back with some more Warpforge, and today I'm going to be making my very first draft guide for Warpforge. Now, on top of everything, we also have a special draft event, and honestly speaking, the most exciting thing about this draft is not Titus. It's actually the fact that you can do 10 10x drafts, which is like pay 50 Blackstone instead of 5. So you take a gamble, but at the same time you get 10 times the amount of rewards, right? So if you do manage to do the maximum amount of wins, that's 10 legendaries guaranteed, plus around 10,000 gems and almost all the Blackstone back. So I am sure that a lot of you are interested on how to deal with this. And I will try to explain the tricks and tips and tricks for the draft as much as I can. And we're also going to play, obviously, and we're going to see what we're able to do here. Now, the number one thing I want to tell you is always enable the bots, okay? When you're playing draft, disabling bots is kind of stupid, okay? Because this is not ranked play and you're paying your Blackstone, so you really want to be abusing those bots as much as you can, because this resource is very hard to get. So if you haven't enabled bots, make sure you enable them for the draft. Now, without further ado, let's begin, and we're gonna rush right in with 10 premium rewards. And we have the choice of 4 warlords. Now, in general, whenever you're choosing a warlord for the draft, you need to think of a couple of things. First of all, how good is the faction in the draft, right? So how do you decide that? The way you decide that is you think of the constructed decks that those factions have. Do they rely on combos? Do they rely on having very specific cards in order to be useful? If the answer to that is yes, then that's not a good warlord, right? Reason, for example, that let's say Chaos is pretty good in draft is that they have pretty big units, right? They have very strong units, their dark packs can stack, and if somebody doesn't have hard removal, which they usually will have in their constructed decks, then, well, it means that the Chaos is doing really well. However, this time we do not have Chaos, we have the Ultramarines and Tyranids. So let's discuss it here. Now, as much as I love Lieutenant Titus, I really like the character. I'm really excited for Space Marine 2, and I like his abilities and stuff. Tyranids are undoubtedly better than the Ultramarines, mostly because Ultramarines are currently nerfed quite hard, and Tyranids are pretty strong in draft as it is, because they get a lot of stealth units, they get a lot of big units, which are pretty hard to deal with, and they have a couple of bullshit cards as well, like Hardened Biology and Ravenous Hunter, right? So obviously more win conditions are favoring the Tyranids. Now, apart from that, there's also the fact that Ultramarines right now, unless you're really going to roll some very good cards like Storm Talons and stuff that's good against the Tyranids, you're going to struggle a little bit, especially if you end up against the Swarmlord, because a lot of Ultramarine early game drops have 4 HP because the Stern Guard has been nerfed, so you're really not good into Swarmlord in general. Now, in the Tyranids, the Warlord you want to go for is the Swarmlord. Now, why do you want to play the Swarmlord? That's because that Warlord, as you know, has been tier 1 for a long time, mostly not because of his faction, but because of himself, because 3 damage is just too good. You might think that the range damage is kind of counteracting him, but that is not true, because when you're able to just remove something that the enemy plays with 3 HP for free without wasting energy, that's a big deal. Titus can do that too, but he has to waste 2 energy to do that, and the Swarmlord does it for free. So he gets a very huge tempo swing, so this is the number 1 warlord you want to aim for. The second one, I would unironically go for Tervigon, because Tervigon does have that annoying ability to get the Termagants. The only problem is you really want to get Overwhelming Swarm, so since he's still like card dependent, I would not choose him over Swarmlord. Neurothrope and Vandergast are also pretty good. Maybe people will even put Vandergast over the Tervigon, I'm not sure, mostly because Tervigon is dependent on drawing Overwhelming Swarm. not drawing, but rolling, actually. Now, for these guys, if you want to play Ultramarines, I would recommend Titus, because he has got very good versatility, and he's good against stealth as well with that blast, or you go for Marneo Skullguard because the health and the card draw. Now, for our choice, we're mostly gonna go for Swarmlord. Now, if you guys are interested in a draft tier list, perhaps, to see what I think of all the factions in draft, I could do that. Write in the comments if you want to see that. But now we're gonna go for the Swarmlord. So, once we've chosen our Warlord, and let me remind you, we chose it because the Tyranid faction is stronger, it's good in draft, and the Swarmlord himself is very strong. So that's the reason why we go for this. Now, mostly when you start choosing your cards, you want to choose the one that has the most good units, okay? If you don't know which the good units for the faction are, it's easy. Just check out at least 1 or 2 Tyranid guides and you'll see what are the good cards for the faction. So you want to get as little as few useless cards as you can. For example, this is very bad because both Exocrine and Tyrannofex are never played, even though Rapacious Hunger is very good, so we don't choose this. In here, you get the Biovore, a Harpy, and High Fleet Leviathan. Now, Biovore is really good. Harpy can also be a menace, to be honest. And High Fleet Leviathan is not bad, but is not exactly Swarmlord material. Now, if I go here, however, once again, I got the Hive Guard, which is bad, Ambush Predator, which is meh, and Hive Tyrant is alright for sure, but not that good. So, through the process of elimination, I have to go for High Fleet. Now, what do we have here? For this one, we get 2 extremely good cards, which are Carnifex and Biomorphologies, 2 of the best cards of the Tyranids, some of the best, I mean. Hyper Adaptation is not bad either. This is alright, this is good, but Toxic Miasma is bad. And here we got Neurogaunt, which is nice, Neurotyrant is great, and there's also the Tyranid Invasion, which is so-so. Maybe if we were playing Vandergast, then it will be good. So I actually have a choice between this, and it's a hard choice, but I'm still gonna go for this because Morphologies is busted and Carnifex is just very good. Now, here we have the Termagant, Gargoyle, and Tyranid Prime. Even though Termagant is not that good by itself, if you're not playing Tervigon, the Gargoyles and Tyranid Prime are very good. Here we have the Tyrannocyte, another fleet, and Overwhelming Swarm. Now, this is something that you definitely want to grab on Tervigon, but we're not going to get that on Swarmlord because double High Fleet Leviathan is not just not good. And here we have Augmented, which is good, Exocrine is bad, and Hormagaunt is meh. So we're definitely going for this one, for the Gargoyle and Tyranid Prime. Okay, once again, here we get this, and I already talked about why we don't want to get this. Here, once again, pretty bad. However, this is pretty good, because Tyrant Guard is always nice, Biovore is good, and Mucoloid Spores can become a problem in Swarmlord mirror matches, so we're gonna go ahead and grab that. So here, you see you got Bounding Leap, Moloch, and Screamer Killer. All 3 of these cards are pretty damn good, because Moloch is very scary when you play it. It can be a huge tempo swing on its turn because you just clear and then you get Screamer Killer or something at 6. And Bounding Leap is good because there's going to be a lot of Tyranids on the draft and you want to have some anti-stealth. This is terrible because this is bad and this is alright, but not that good. Screamer Killer is good, but Swarming Masses is just bad. So the Screamer Killers are pretty damn good. This is also really nice, the Adrenaline Surge, Neurogon, Node Beast, and Hyper Adaptation, but normally I might have even gone for this, but since I already have one, and I'm kind of getting too many tactics, because you do want to get a lot of units for Tyranids, I'm going to go for this one. So once again, we get another Infinite Biomorphologies with a Carnifex, which is amazing. Then we get this, where Hormagaunt is not good, but these 2 are quite alright. And we also get this with Augmented Ferocity, Hardened Biology, and Maleceptor, which is by itself really good. I might actually choose to go for that one in this case, because I don't want to have double Morphologies, or do I? I'm not sure. But I think I'm going to go for this, because Hardened Biology is just really good, Ferocity is always nice, and Maleceptor is okay. So I'll go for this one. So for now, we're not getting one of our main cards, which is Ravenous Hunter, but we can do without that. This is really nice, because Norn can be pretty good, and these 2 are exceptionally nice. This is also alright, but Winged Tyrant is pretty meh, so we gotta dodge that. And here Pyrovore is the only good card, the others are just never really used on Tyranids. So I think I'm going to go for the Neurocytes. So what do we have here? So once again, we get the Tyrant Guard one, and we also got Encircle the Prey, Zoanthrope, and Winged Tyrant, which is very impressive. This one we already dismissed. So this is a hard choice, because Encircle the Prey is very good, Zoanthrope is extremely good, and Winged Tyrant is also good. But at the same time, this is a pretty good thing as well. But I am thinking perhaps we go for this, but no, because Winged Tyrant is kind of killing it, so I'm gonna go for this. So Predator Instincts, Venomthrope, Apex Predator. Apex Predator is not that good, but this combo here is pretty nice. Once again, as I said, we don't want the Tyranid invasion. And oh, so we got a Hive Crone. So Hive Crone is one of the best cards that you can really get. But we're gonna go for this because, or are we actually? Actually, I think we're gonna go for this because Hive Crone is just too good to pass. It's one of their best cards. And finally, we don't have the Ravenous Hunter, but as I said, these two are bad. This is okay. This is perfect. This is like ideal. All three super annoying cards packed into one, so you definitely want to go for that stealth package. So we're missing a couple of important things. Unfortunately, there's no Rapacious Hunter, Hunger. There's no Ravenous Hunter. There's, I think, like, what did I get a Hive Crone? Only one Hive Crone, but nevertheless, we're gonna roll and we're gonna see what we can do, because I think that overall we still have a good Warlord, and yeah, it's still gonna be pretty good. I'm gonna keep my hand as it is, actually. Mucoloid Spore is actually pretty funny, because the Terror is now going to have to Phase Bash into it, unless he wants me to keep buffing it. That's one of the other reasons Swarmlord is really good. Like, weird cards like Mucoloid Spore are really good on him, because you can keep buffing it and it becomes such a big distraction for the enemy. Yep, it's going to Phase Bash there. Yes. So he's already going to be down in terms of HP. By the way, if you guys are playing Tyranids, you need to remember one thing. You do not get your very good defense card until you get like 6 wins, I think, which is, I think, kind of a stupid rule. But Tyranids don't open that until they... What the heck are you doing? Tyranids don't get that until later. And that's pretty bad because you get Toxic Miasma instead, which is pretty crap, but oh well. What did he just do? Why would you do that? I understand that it gave him a little bit of a positive trade, but bro, that's a very good card, the Adrenaline Surge. You always need to be mindful of how you use it. Oh, okay. Alright, alright. You know what I'm gonna do now, actually? I could drop a unit here, but instead... let's actually see how he deals with this. So, the reason I did that is because Tyranids themselves, unless they get a Venomthrope, they really don't have much to deal with this right now, and so early. Plus it's a Synapse, so it's going to keep scaling everything on the board, and this way it takes out the Neurogaunt with one hit. Otherwise I'd have to attack with my Warlord as well, so this now creates a huge problem for him. That's why he's thinking so much, because he's not sure how to deal with this anymore. Okay, Barbgaunt, but that's still not gonna be good. That's gonna be just 2 damage. So he's kind of screwed here. Once again, that's only going to be 1 damage. In this case, what I will do is I'm going to play the Tyrant Guard. Hide the Prime behind it. He could still take it out, but now that I know that he used Toxic Miasma, it's not going anywhere. And if he decides to drop a Hive Crone at 6 or Rapacious Hunger, then I just finish him off with... the the Crone, I believe. Or actually, I leave him at 1 off lethal. No. We take him out. So this game is now 100%. Sorry. This game is now 100% in our favor. Yeah, there you go. GG. Also, you need to consider that you are going to be going to need a little bit of luck, and let me explain what that why chaos though. Let me explain what that little bit of luck is about. Until you get to 6, you really want to be going first with the Tyranids, because as I said, the toxic miasma is crap. But that's where the Swarmlord actually comes in, because when you're playing the Swarmlord, you can swing the tempo quite a bit. We're going to ditch these and we're going to leave these. So you're going to see what I mean right here. So for example, if we had the birthing pools, we would be playing Carnifex at 3, right? Now we can't really do that, so it becomes a bit of a problem. Now that we're going second, we might even consider not bashing him too much, but now that I see that I got a Biovore, that puts me at a better spot for sure. Depends on what he plays now. He could still play something. Nope. So, one of the reasons why Swarmlord is good, even if you're going second, that 3 attack can really help you swing the tempo a lot. So, it's a big deal. So now he has to use his ability to take out the Biovore, and then this is going to explode in his face. And then I'm going to play a Tyranid Prime, followed up by a Carnifex, so that's... Huh. Okay. That's an interesting choice. I guess he did it to potentially mitigate 3 damage, which is, I would say, pretty good. Yeah, and it worked. I could honestly just play Morphologies here, and I think that's what I'm gonna do because it's too good to pass. I'm gonna get health, and I'm gonna drop this Mucoloid Spore. Now we have a 5 health Mucoloid Spore, which means that he has to play something plus his Warlord power to actually deal with this. And then I play a giant Carnifex, and it's gonna be very hard to deal with something at 8 HP and armor. Oh, and he plays his own Carnifex, okay. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. This is actually an interesting one. There's a couple of ways we could answer this, but I think what we do is we play our own Carnifex as a reply. We're gonna bash into this like this, and we're gonna go face. The big bonus that we have is that our Carnifex is better than his, not only because it starts with more health, but rather because I'm Swarmlord and I can keep growing the Carnifex, and that's not something he can do, which is a huge deal. That's another reason why Swarmlord is better overall. So, oh, and he just passes. That's a mistake. That's a mistake on his part. Because now this board is almost unbeatable for him. Because look at this, it's just gigantic. Ooh. We also have the Augmented Ferocity for a finisher. As I said, I mean, Ravenous Hunter is good. You really want to get it every time you can get it, but it's not like you can't win without Ravenous Hunter. Okay, so what's the point of that? Still gonna take 6 or 5 damage to the face, which really doesn't help at all. Ooh, so that's gonna be 9 damage or something? No, 8 damage, okay. But as I said, the problem is he still has to take the damage to his face, right? Just like me. This is right. This is actually why Swarmlord is better than him. One of the reasons. Both of them have the capability of taking out higher health than standard units. Like this can deal with 3 and that can deal with 4 early on. But the problem is he has to waste energy to do it while I don't. And I have 5 more HP, so I effectively do the job better because of that. So let's see what's next. Okay, finally we got Captain Titus, and we're going first. Probably we want to leave the hardened biology. This is actually pretty good, I would say. So let's keep it. Oh, he's got a pretty cool Celestine icon, though. I like that. And we got one Ryan's Leaper as well. That's pretty good. By the way, funny enough, Titus can end up trading positively with you. Mostly because he gets armor and healing from his ability. So take a look at that. There you go. Oh, but it's interesting that he chose to go melee, because most Titus players actually do the ranged attack because they want to conserve HP. I think as an Ultramarine, you do want to conserve your HP against Swarmlord, unless you know that you got double death from above or something similar. Okay, that's pretty cool. So he does the Codex, and he's going to take that out. And I'm going to follow up with a Lictor. There's no reason to waste my Leaper here, so let's get the Lictor. Let's do this. We could honestly just get a Moloch next turn. Which could be pretty good. High Factory. Armored Offensive. Yeah, that's very scary. Because he could end up doing a lot of bad things there because of it. But we're gonna play the Moloch. Because Moloch is just huge. The 5 damage, the 3 blast just helps a lot. And if Titus wants to destroy the Lictor, he needs more than his base damage for that. The other reason why early Lictor is better than early Von Ryan's is the +1 health. It's a big deal. But Von Ryan's Leaper is better in the late game, where you can actually get it to 10 damage, which is pretty ridiculous, honestly, but what can you do? Okay, so this guy is actually going for the fat late game, and he might pull it off. What the heck are you doing, my brother? I don't think he should have done that. I'll be quite honest with you boys. I don't think he should have done that. Okay, but depends. Depends. Like, if he did a good rapid deployment and ends up dropping a friggin' repulsor at me very early, it could get ugly. But how are you dealing with the Leaper is the question. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, bro. Okay, GG. By the way, Storm Talon, one of the best units for Ultramarines to roll, because it's a flyer, so Tyranids are not gonna deal with it easily, unless it's Terror, obviously. And number 2, it attacks stealth units, which is a big deal. Okay, we go for game number 4. Again, a Tyranid. Nope. This time it's Marneus Kalgar, and I like this hand, to be honest. Let's keep this hand. Okay, so he's apparently already at high winds, because this darkness here means that the guy has unlocked an offense card, while I don't have a defense card choice, which is kind of stupid, I would say.
Right here and now, the fate of humanity is in our...
Let's check who he is. Okay. Now, the interesting thing here is, I'm not sure, this is the situation where I'm not sure if I want to be playing aggro. But probably I might want to be, I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure why he chose to do that offense card. Because when he does the ranged attack, it kind of ruins the point of that, I guess. Because look, see what I mean? Okay, next turn we already start dropping the Lictor, and it starts getting a little ugly. Followed by a Carnifex or a Von Ryan's Leaper or Hardened Biology, depending on what happens. And then we also get a Hive Throne, and Hive Throne is a deal. Okay, so he's playing a very late game focused build, which is actually, once again, bad that he used the offense card. Because if you're playing that kind of a build, you don't want the game to end quickly. You actually want to drag the game as much as you can. So I'm not sure if I agree with his choice of things here. Okay, I'm kind of getting nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting kind of nervous, boys. Carnifex or this? I still think Carnifex. Once again, the +1 HP on the Lictor is a big deal. Now, what I wouldn't give for a Ravenous Hunter right now, because if he plays like big tanks, oh my god, I'm gonna have to somehow rush through it. And so he could play the Helicopter right now, which is very, very scary, honestly. And he does that. Please hit the Carnifex, man. Nope. Okay. We're still alright, kinda. Honestly. So what we want to do is we want to play this, do this, and just go face right away. So potentially he could kill us here, but you know. That Lictor actually would have given us lethal, but that's alright. This way we give him a lot to think about and deal with. That's good. That's perfect. That's... Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's... That's not... That's already doesn't help. Okay. That'll be GG. Whew. I actually is running a full vehicle deck with all the things like Supremacy and Tech Marine and stuff. Wow. That's pretty strong. But once again, I don't get why he used this. This kind of messed up his whole game. This literally messed his game up. He wasn't supposed to do that at all. You don't usually use that ability like that. I don't know. So let me actually explain why that was a bad idea, because both of us are 40 HP Warlords, so it doesn't give him any quick and immediate value. Let's just replace this. And on top of that, now, okay, so we have an offense card. Orbital Bombardment, let's just ditch that. So, the problem here is, for example, if Titus used that, it would make more sense. Oh, actually, it's Oma. Alright, so I got my lodge mate here. Oma, you're on TV, my friend. Yeah, so the problem is, with Titus, it makes sense in a way. Because he has less HP, so until the HPs are equalized, he's gonna be getting a lot of value. With Khulgar, it doesn't, because you both have 40 HP, then you ranged attack me, winning the trade with 1 damage, but then that equalizes because of that ability that you used. So you're kind of sabotaging yourself, and you're kind of making the whole process of taking you out quicker, which is, nah, I don't know, man. As I said, it's a little bit weird. Let's give our boy some choices here. The reason why I placed this here is because he either attacks this to also take the Spore, or he attacks me to damage this as well. If I place it here, he gets to damage all 3 units, so even though the Synapse is good... Okay, yeah, see what I mean? That's the whole idea of it. So what does he play for 3? Ooh. Nasty stuff. Now the question here is quite interesting. But I think this is how we do it, right? Yep, that's how we do it. Bash him again. Norn Emissary, so I'll need 1 more Synapse tech to make that work. Due to his very good Hive Factory, he managed to, you know, deal with it. That was a good play, I'll admit. That was a pretty good play. Not to, you know, conserve your tempo and not conserve, but to keep your tempo going and all of that. Okay, let's start by playing a Carnifex. Let's bait his hard removal here, which I assume he should have. We need to sit on the gargoyles very hard, because if he plays the stun, the Judiciar or whatever it's called, we definitely need to answer that. Ooh. That is actually pretty good, honestly. So we do this, and we get the armor. We're gonna trade in the Carnifex, we don't mind. And now we're going to play the Death Leaper, making it that much harder for him to take it out. And we can follow up with double Von Ryan for 10 damage, which is yeah, pretty sick, honestly. He could play the Copter now. Nope, no Copter. This is actually interesting. If I buff it, it gets 5 HP, still dies. But what I could do, however, I could be a greedy little degenerate, and I think I'm gonna be a greedy little degenerate here. And I think that's the end of my friend here. I believe that is the end. Because this mostly because of this. So hard to deal with a flyer with armor. That's just a big deal. Okay, he plays the thingy. Also plays the Sergeant, and does do the Exemplary Warrior, which obviously doesn't help much, because I still have... Oh, and that was so unlucky. The guy actually hit it. Okay. GG, Oma. GG, my friend. Okay, so we're at what? We are at 5 victories. Okay. I think at 6 we already start getting our stuff, which is going to be pretty good. By the way, the other good thing that happens at 6 is that you get more bots. The higher you go on the win streak, the more bots you get. This is terrible. This is too much stuff for... actually... Now that I think about it, let's do it like this. Yeah, okay, now with Titus, it makes sense. Because with Titus, he's actually gonna get an HP lead, which is huge. He's gonna get a big HP lead. So I absolutely agree with him using that ability. He should just now... What he should do is armor up and go face. Okay, maybe not. Then again, yeah. Oh yeah, he did the correct play. He first attacks and then heals. That's correct, because at first it doesn't heal you. Good playing there, my friend. Good playing. Who's this? Let's check it out. Big and mean. Exemplary Warrior. Zzz. Okay. Oh, and a Scout. Okay. This guy knows what he's doing. This guy absolutely knows what he's doing. However, let's see if that is enough. Because one of the good things, unlike Kalgar, is that Titus can run out of cards. So what'll it be, Captain Titus? Stormraven. Okay. Once again, pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, I got my Carnifex coming soon. I'll whack him again. So what did he play? Scout, Stormraven, right? Those are pretty good cards. Scout is always good, the 1 extra damage plus the ability to trigger your codex at 1 energy, and Storm Raven is obviously good because of the AoE. I'll just see how well he can adapt to this situation. Okay, he's thinking now. Intercessor, okay. Z. Oh no? Okay. Well, actually, I think that makes sense. That makes sense, actually. I'm gonna be a little greedy, alright? I'm gonna be a little greedy here. Think I can get away with that. Armor on this is kind of wasted, but I do need to have something to deal with an Inceptor Sergeant that is probably coming here. Well, Shaxos or Shachos, maybe. Okay. That's it? Don't tell me that's it. I don't believe that. I don't believe in fairy tales. Ah, okay. Still pretty good. Pretty clever. Oh, wow.
Emperor, give me strength.
I think this is the play here. I don't know if the Emperor is gonna give you strength, my friend. I think he has abandoned you at this point. Now, this is such a good bait to make him use his cleave, because then he only plays with 5 energy. Always remember that, guys. If the enemy Warlord has to use his ability, he's playing for less energy afterwards, which is always good. Ah, Apothecary Polixis. We beat him, right? Yeah, I believe we do. We beat him with the stupidest card here, which is Toxic Miasma. GG though, man. I like how this guy played. I really like how he played. I think he made some smart decisions there. Alright, then let us continue. We are at 6 wins. We're halfway through. But this is where the fun begins, because slowly we are going to be getting that defense card, which is a big deal. And if we get lucky, we're going to be getting some bots as well. So forget about the defense card. We're going first in this case, which is definitely not bad. Still, Gargoyle good, Moloch is good, Mucoloid Spore I would say is also nice. Orbital Bombardment, I'm not feeling confident in risking Orbital Bombardment, honestly. Even though in some cases it could be pretty good. Once again, the Mucoloid Spore is a very annoying unit. It kind of tells you, you either take this out instantly or you're not allowed to play a unit on the board, because stats on this thing are bloated as hell. It comes with a cleave. It's actually, I think, one of the well-made units, to be honest. I really like Mucoloid Spore. Because one of the things that I really like about it is that it's pretty good. It has a clear downside as well, which is also really good. Okay, this is interesting. I think we're gonna go for stealth here. A stealthy Carnifex, huh? Okay. It's kind of wasted on the Moloch, but whatever. So, what are you up to, Titus? Worst thing he can do is probably buff the troop. Okay, he doesn't do it. He heals. Oh, wait, what? Oh, if he's gonna sacrifice it, then yes. Absolutely. It's acceptable. And then's the Von Ryan's Leaper, which is great. Follow up with a Moloch into a Carnifex, I believe, is the better play. Or maybe first the Carnifex, actually, I'm not sure. It drops a Sergeant. Okay. Okay, that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty impressive. I gotta hand it to the guy. That's actually pretty impressive. Now, if this goes face, it's... yeah, that's very good. That's very good. Very, very nice play there. I think I go for the Moloch. No, I'll go for the Carnifex. And maybe the Moloch later. I'm not sure which was the more correct play, honestly. Okay, that's fine. We don't mind that at all. Actually. Now it's time for him to use a hard removal on that, if he has it. He'll need an Inspired Retribution. Nice deck, by the way. With some Stern Guards, refills, Sergeants, stun. If he also gets a hard removal, he's got a pretty good deck. But we'll see. We got nice follow-ups as well. Tyrant Guard, Moloch, Augmented Ferocity can... what now? That's a pretty dumb card. Maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of think it's a dumb card. Let's drop the Moloch. Let's shave off whatever he healed there. So it's a heal plus a draw. Not too bad per se, but I still kind of find it... I still kind of find it pretty meh. I don't know. That's an interesting choice. This is gonna clear. After this, we gotta be careful, else we're reaching the death from above range. There's a ton of armor on the battlefield, though. Ooh, Sergeant, huh? Okay. And? I think he should have buffed that Sergeant, actually. Yeah, now he's finished. GG. Okay. That puts us on 7 wins, right? I believe. Okay. Currently, we're looking pretty damn good. Okay, now I think after 7, we definitely get our birthing pools if we go second. Okay, who's the one? We are going second. Nice. Termagant can, like, go away. There's the digestion pool. Not birthing pool, but digestion pool. Okay. Now all we need is a good drop for the digestion pool, and we're gonna be fine. What's he choosing? Okay. Spore Mine is kind of crappy. There's a lot of good things we can play. We just gotta make a few decisions here. Not gonna lie, that's annoying as hell. However, I got an idea. This could become a huge problem in a second. I think you guys are thinking what I'm thinking, right? I most certainly think you guys are thinking what I'm thinking. Yep. Unless he pulls a Venom Throw play, there might be some problems here for him. Got kind of stuck, which I totally understand. There it is. Still not enough though, is it? He still managed to pull it off. Annoying, but whatever. Please go to a good target and don't go face, please. Oh, not the face. Okay. What do I do? What do I do? He did a pretty good counterplay there. Well done. Tyrannocyte, okay. It's an interesting card. Let's see what we can do. Oh, that's scary. Ooh, we got him. Talk about a top deck. Huh. This was honestly supposed to be our first loss, but, well, we got lucky. GG. GG. This was technically supposed to be our first loss, I think, if we hadn't top decked. I made a risk, he made a good counterplay, I was losing, but then I top deck. Card games for you boys. Well, I mean, out of 8 games, 1 top deck win is... Okay, and as you can see, now bots are starting to kick in. This is around the time when you're gonna see a lot of bots, because I think mostly the game matches you with people who have similar amount of wins as you. I may be wrong. So since there's not a lot of people who have a lot of wins, it just, in that case, just matches you with a bot. Orbital bombardment, no, I don't think so. Even if it's a bot, I don't think so.
us to decide.
Okay, this is gonna be funny. Stealthy Biovore. One of the other reasons why Ultramarines are in trouble here, they play Firstborn and you just instantly take it out. It's such a good card and it's meant to scale, but Swarmlord is like, well, sorry bro, but it's not happening. Yeah, Eliminator, sure. So there's gonna be a lot of bots starting from now, and I think that's gonna be the same for you guys as well. Because, as I said, it has trouble finding you opponents who have high amount of wins. I think that used to be the same previously as well. It's not only the new draft thing or something, I think. Alright.
Death won't take me without a fight.
Sacred Bolter. It's actually pretty funny, but Sacred Bolter has been useful to me a little bit. Even though I usually think those kind of cards are pretty crap. Okay, and that finishes him off, I believe. No Storm Raven? And he shields that. Okay, why not? GG bot. Alright, we got some more Gene Stealer points. We got 3 more wins left and we have 0 defeats. I think it's looking good. And as I said, once again, I think the last 3, at least 2 of the last 3 are gonna be bots. That's my guess. It's usually how it happens. You're basically, think of it this way. You're mostly playing until 8, and then most opponents are bots. But the worst part is that that's where your defense card kicks in. That's what you need the most, so you're fighting desperately to get your defense card, and suddenly the game is like, oh, well, you know, here, take some bots. Okay, Captain Titus. Double Mucoloid Spore. I don't know about that. Well, it's a bot, so doesn't... What the... I have 3 Mucoloid Spores? Really? That's a little too much, isn't it? What's with 3 Mucoloid Spores? And why is he not using his ability, by the way? No, seriously, why is he not using his ability? What the hell? Who would win? A named ex-captain of the Space Marines, of the Ultramarines, now a lieutenant, or Mucoloid Spores? Who would win the game? Let me answer it for you. It's the Mucoloid Spores. Let's play those T-Rexes over there. Hmm. So... Sacred Boulder. The bots really love the Sacred Boulder. Sacred Bolter, don't they? Why is he not using his abilities? Okay, so basically I think EG forgot to code his ability to the bot. Oh my god.
Enemies in range.
Great play, Captain Titus. Great play. GG. Okay, 2 more wins. And once again, I don't know if this is a bug or this is due to the reason that I explained, that there's not a lot of people at this many wins, probably, so it's not finding you opponents, because every time I play after 8 wins, the bots start flooding in. That's why you absolutely need to have the bots on. There's no reason not to have the bots on. It's just... In this case, we get the bombardment, because I don't seem to have any early game cards. So, the thing is, with Swarmlord, bombardment is not bad, especially if your opponent has lower HP than you, and now I got the Mucilate Spore, okay? And if you're noticing that you don't have, like, a very early game oriented hand, you certainly go for that. It's not bad. This thing is such an interesting card. So it's a 3 energy, 3/6, but with no ranged attack. Once again, good on Swarmlord, I guess, because he can give it ranged attack. I don't know.
Shot by shot, we will purge the galaxy.
And he's still going face. Another thing, why is he not attacking the 0 attack unit? Why not doing free damage? I don't know. And you know what? I don't care. Give me my rewards. This is the honor guard.
Courage and honor.
I'm surprised there haven't been any bombardments yet.
There's no hiding from Ultramar's wrath.
Okay. Oh, nice blind.
We strike soon.
On the wrong target.
We must push back the tide.
By the way, the Tyrannic War Veteran is pretty good in the event, because there's gonna be a lot of stealth, and that's a big deal. Okay, so we finish with no bombardments. That's disappointing. And 1 win left, guys. 1 win left. I hope to get the Crude Legendary or the Crude Warlord, or maybe at least Necron or Sister Legendary, so that I can put them in the Forge, because I'm trying to get those 2 to 40 Necrons, just because. Sisters because of that great defense cards, and making commons level 4 isn't doing it anymore. Okay, and there's another bot. As you guys can see, like, you fight for the first couple of games. I'm repeating myself for the zillionth time, I know, but again, you fight the first couple of games, then you get the bots, and yeah, profit. We're gonna end up with 40k gems after this one, boys. Which is honestly pretty crazy. Yeah, let's keep this. This is a pretty good hand. Do we get the bombardment? Yeah, why the hell not? Let's do it. Let's do it. It's a bot anyway, so. So Mucoloid Spore, not that good against Ventress. Funny enough, because he can take it out instantly. But what's also funny is that not a lot of people play Ventress, so it's fine. I still took 1 damage. That's better than nothing. Okay, nice augmented ferocity. Harpies are, by the way, underrated. This thing can get so annoying with that spore spam. It can get disgusting as hell. Nice card. Okay, now it's outside Uriel's range. This guy's just gonna be spamming Master of the Fleet. Oh, there it is. Finally, we got the bombardment, boys. The only really terrible thing is that if you are lucky enough to get the Swarmlord, you're at an advantage, is what I think. Maybe some people will say no, but I still kind of think that Swarmlord is an automatic advantage in this event. If you roll him, your chances of winning are much higher. Okay, another one. Honestly, I don't mind it. And Primaris Invader, okay, sure. And that, my friends, is GG 12-0. Nice. Okay. And that's how we smashed the draft. Low difficulty. Maybe not low difficulty, but yeah, there you go. Let's see the rewards. Okay, Morvenval, perfect. Letharius, Chronomancer, double Zephyrblade with Nadu Fireheart. That's a nice squad there. Mechboy, Drachnian, Vandergast. No Kroots, but that's okay. And we get 30 packs, 10,000 gems, and 40. So, yeah, the rewards on this thing are pretty nuts. Do I get to upgrade something? No, I don't, because Morvenval would require another one. So, screw that. Is there anything in the shop that I can grab? Nothing that I really need. Okay, and currently, that also has given me 94 packs. I think I opened another 30. So yeah, you can get super rich with this. All you really need to do is know which Warlord to pick, and yeah, you need to get lucky and get that Warlord as well. And once again, think in the same logic that I do. Take a look at the choice of cards. If you see that it has 2 bad cards, you don't choose it. If it has 1 bad card, it's possible. If it doesn't have bad cards, it's an automatic choose. But you need to also balance your early game, mid game, and late game. Like, we had a couple of mucoloid spores there that are usually not a great unit, but it did give us a nice enough early game to survive until the mid and late game. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this draft run. And please leave a comment. Ecclesiarch out.